I have to unmute myself. Morning, Catherine.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine. I'm in Naples now. I just got here.
Welcome back. From Canada, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, are you loving the weather?
Yes.
Well, good. Well, glad you traveled here safely.
She lies flat on the floor and she has like a hole between her legs or her arms like this. And then she has to get it off, right? So you have to put your chin down and where you knees are. She said, she doesn't say her.
Good morning.
Did you say that one thing? I think
Oh, you're kidding. We can't accommodate the whole. I'll make
Yeah.
sure.
Mhm.
As we scan.
So how are we feeling this Monday morning? Like, what day is it? Every day is like Saturday here, right?
Yes.
No,
Everyone-
Saturdays is special.
Saturdays are special?
Yeah.
Aw,
Saturdays are
do
special.
tell.
Well, I go love yoga on Saturdays.
Aw,
You know,
Starts your-
It's like my special day.
Mhm. Aw.
Oh, fun.
I feel like sometimes my weekends are busier than my weekdays. Mhm. Well, good. Well, I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying the start of spring, feeling our body shift a little bit, this transition from one season to the other. It's a good time to think in terms of what can you, what's the word, slough off, SLO. Yeah. And in the Ayurvedic, so a lot of yoga, there's symmetry with Ayurvedic measures. And if you read some articles, it tells you different foods to eat as the seasons shift. We are shifting now in a summer, which is a more expansive time, a time usually that signals greater creativity. And we want to now use these months leading into summer to prep for that. And anything, I guess, to then get the sleeping side of us energized. So how are we feeling energy wise? On the way here, all I dreamt about was teaching you all chaturanga.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
And strengthening our core and strengthening and building arm strength. How's that feel to everybody? Yeah? Everybody, okay. All right, Catherine. Yeah? Catherine, do you have 2 blocks? Do you have, she's like, okay. Yeah, go get them. All right, so let's ground first. Let's root in our seat. Close your eyes, maybe rub your thighs a few times. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Slow down the rubbing. And then finding a place for your hands where they can be still. When we turn our palms face down on our knees, it's more of a grounding mudra. If you're in more of a receptive mood, receptive of energy, you can turn the palms to face up. Another mudra is resting your palms in each other and then just right down by your pubic bone in the middle of, right on top of your heels. Start to tune into your breath with your eyes closed. It helps because it removes one of our senses. And by removing one of our senses, our other senses have the opportunity to work a little stronger. So just take a moment to maybe notice the sounds in the room, even outside the room. Notice any smells. Notice how your mind feels right now. Notice if your sit bones feel even and starting to draw down to root, making that connection with the earth. And then just as we're seeing certain flowers bloom, I know a lot of us are from the north, so going back to that time where you would see that first bit of green coming up out of the earth as the snow is thawing. Sometimes we even see the ground sprout come through the snow or ice. And then those first blooms. So picturing your spine just like that flower, just like that little bloom making its way up through the soil, reaching for the sun. Feel like your spine is lengthening just like that bloom. Inviting in your own blossoming. How will you bloom in these next couple of months, weeks, months? Bring your hands to your heart center now and set an intention as it relates to blooming. We all come to our mat for different reasons. So find that why for you. Find that if it's a part of your body that you'd like to focus on, if it's your mind, if it's your breath, or if it's a specific pose, or how your body moves or operates in a pose. If you're having a hard time with standing poses, maybe focus on finding a deeper breath in those poses to help you struggle less. Last week, we talked about balancing effort with ease. Let's open with that same mantra, that same chant that we did last week, sending our energy out into the world, knowing that it's needed. So let's come together with this collective energy. So reminding you of the chant, the words are Loka, Samasta, Sukhi no, Bhavantu, and it translates to may all beings everywhere be happy and free. May the thoughts, words, and actions of my own life contribute in some way to that freedom and happiness for all. So I'll do call and repeat for the first round, and then we'll say it all together for 2 rounds, and then we'll finish with Om. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale the breath fully out. Then I'll begin with the call and repeat. Loka, Samasta, Sukino Bhavantu. All together. Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu. Loka Samasta Sukino Bhavantu. And then take a deep inhale. Om. Take a moment here just to feel sensations. Even if you're not comfortable chanting, maybe feeling any sensations of just being part of listening. Feeling that vibration that's created. Being reminded that we are bigger than ourselves. We are more than just human. Flicker the eyes open. Let's begin with a pranayama this morning, a breathing technique. If you are getting a little cramped, you can switch which leg is in front, or if you want to switch to a different seat altogether to hero's pose. We'll be here for just another few minutes, so to find comfort in your seat. So let's do alternate nostril breathing this morning. Flip your left palm, touch the thumb and the index finger gently together and extend your third, fourth, fifth fingers. And then take your second and third fingers, gently rest them just in between the eyebrows. We're going to use our thumb and our ring finger on the right hand to close our nostrils gently. Don't press too hard. So we begin on our left side. So close the right nostril. We'll do a practice round. Close the right nostril and inhale through your left. Close the left and hold. Now release the right and exhale through your right. Okay, just pause for a minute. Does everybody get that? Make sense? Any question? Okay. All right, so open both nostrils, and if it's comfortable to close your eyes while we do this, you can. Take a full inhale through both nostrils and exhale through both nostrils. Now close the right. Inhale through the left, 2, 3, 4. Close both, hold, 2, 3, 4. Open the right, exhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Close and hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, right, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, left, 2, 3, 4. Release the right hand. Bring the index finger and thumb to touch on the right hand, extending the 3 fingers. Take a nice deep inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. I think there's tissues in the back if anybody needs one. And now I just want us to energetically do the same breath. So not using our fingers. Doing this energetically really helps with our focus and concentration. It enhances it. So we'll energetically have the breath come through the left nostril and then hold, and energetically exhale through the right nostril. So take an inhale through both nostrils. Exhale. Energetically inhale through the left nostril. Hold. Exhale through the right nostril. Inhale through the right nostril. Hold. Exhale through the left nostril. Hold. Inhale through both nostrils. And exhale through both nostrils. Just pause for a moment, just come back to a natural breath and just notice. Do you feel any lighter in your seat? Does the spine maybe feel a little longer? Are the shoulders soft away from your ears? Notice how the mind feels and how the breath feels. It's like are the eyes open. So that breath helps us to balance right brain, left brain activity. So just going with this balance theme in general, balancing effort and ease. So we want to balance the sides of our brain as well. Let's rock forward, come to tabletop. Let's start to warm up the body a bit. So find tabletop. Draw the belly in. Lengthen from the shoulders down through the elbows and wrists. Spread your fingers. And then place pressure in your thumbs, index fingers, and the tips of the 3rd, 4th, 5th fingers. With the belly drawn in, lift the crown of your head, lift your tailbone, coming into cow pose. On your exhale, round the spine, push through the palms, base of your palms as you lengthen the arms, cat. Inhale, as we inhale, breathe into the chest as it opens. Exhale, find that engagement in the belly just a little bit more. Move through a few more of these cow and cats with your breath. Doesn't have to match your neighbor. So if you'd like to elongate your breath or elongate your movement, once you've finished cat pose, come back to neutral. Draw the belly in and extend the right leg behind you. Come on your toes. And then drop your right heel down to the mat. So you're pressing back. Inhale, rock forward, shoulders coming past the wrists, and then rock back so the shoulders come behind the wrists. Couple more times, rock forward, rock back, rock forward and rock back, and then lift that right leg so it's coming hip height. Level out your hips. Beautiful. So with that engagement in the core, see if the left hand can float up by the ear. Press through your right heel and reach through your left fingertips. Soften that left shoulder. Nice and strong with the right shoulder. Inhale, lengthen, and then on your exhale, bring your elbow to your knee, little rounding of the back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Lengthen and then drop the left hand, drop the right knee down. We're going to take one yogi push-up in between. Rotate your elbow creases to the top of your mat. So just see, you can rotate them. Anybody's needing to see what I'm doing? See how I'm rotating elbow creases without moving my hands or wrists. So you want the elbow creases to face forward. Now bend at the elbows, lowering chin and chest, and then press back up. Oh. Extend the left leg back on your toes and then press your left heel down to the mat, stretch the back of that left leg. And then inhale, rocking forward, shoulders coming past the wrists, rock back so the shoulders come behind. So moving with our breath, getting a little oxygen to that left leg. And now on your inhale, lift the left leg, leveling out your hips, lengthen that leg, press through the heel, lifting right arm, floating it up by the ear. Find your length first on your inhale, and then exhale, bring elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. Lengthen. And then lower that right hand, lower the left knee. Another yogi push-up, this one a little different. So rotate the elbow creases. So instead of lowering chin and chest down, lower with a flat back. Keep the elbows hugging next to you and then press back up. So, and it doesn't matter how low you go, but just make sure you're bending the elbows and hugging them in a little bit. And then come back to tabletop, take the knees wide, toes touch, and move the seat to the heels, coming into child's pose. Arms nice and relaxed. You can bend at the elbows, lowering the heart down to the mat. If the head is too low for you for comfort, place a block underneath the forehead. And that might feel good for your cervical spine. Breathing into our hip flexors here. Really directing the breath to the belly. Child's pose. Not only is it a rest pose, but it's a really good pose for our digestive system. If at any time during a practice you need this rest, you need to connect with your breath, you can take child's pose. And then inhale, lifting back up. Sit back on your heels and then rock, swing the legs around in front of you. Bring the hands alongside your hips, spread your fingers. Staff pose or Dandasana Draw your belly in. Feel like you're almost pulling the navel back and then up. So have that engagement and then press into your hands, lengthening your spine. Now engage your thighs so your heels lift up off the mat. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. One more, breathe in and exhale, release. Draw your right knee into your chest, place it over the left leg. Really press this right foot, the toe ball mound into the mat. Right hand comes behind the right sit bone, fingers pointing out. Inhale, left arm up by the ear, get nice and long, and then twist to the right. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. These last 2 breaths, see if you can look over your right shoulder. Move your head slowly, stretching the neck. And now look further with just your eyes. And then come back, come through center, counter twist to the left. And then release, come to center and release that right leg. Shake out the legs a little bit. Draw the left knee into the chest, step it over the right. Left hand behind the left sit bone, and then inhale, right arm up, finding length first, and then twist to the left. Breathe in, breathe out, press into the toe ball mound of your left foot. By pressing and rooting and grounding into that foot, it helps to expand our pelvis a little, which then helps create a little bit more space for the twist. Relax your shoulders. And now look a little deeper over that left shoulder. And on this next inhale and exhale, look further with just your eyes. And then come through center, counter twist to the right. Releasing, excuse me. Releasing that left leg, shake out the legs, windshield wiper from side to side. Grab your blocks and place them behind you. We're going to be putting our palms on them for reverse tabletop. So sit up nice and tall and then bring your feet where your knees were and have at least a fist distance between the feet. Knees, feet, oh, okay. I'm glad we had an extra. So have the fingers just wrapping on the block a little bit. So it's coming down so that your palm then is flat on the block. And then on an inhale, start to press into your feet, press the hands into the blocks and lift up. Have your chin toward your chest to start. So focus first on lifting the hips up. So reverse tabletop, picture yourself in tabletop and how we have a flat back and we're drawing the belly in, we're drawing the navel in. Now, just tilt your gaze up just a little bit, maybe a little bit more, maybe it's dropping, so you're looking at the back of the room. And then lift the chin back to the chest and lower the hips down and extend the legs. Figure eight your, yeah. So interlace your fingers, make some figure eights with your wrists. Go the other way. I can never go the other way. Yeah. It's hard. Shake them out. One more. Hands onto the blocks again. Bring your feet where your knees were. Make sure there's a little distance between your feet. So we've got our feet, knees, and hips aligned. On an inhale, pressing up. Think about lengthening your arms on this one. Think about opening the shoulders and the chest. Start with the chin to the chest. So you're looking and seeing if you can lift your hips a little bit more. Draw the belly in, find that engagement, and then maybe play around with opening up the throat. Taking the head back. Draw your shoulder blades toward each other down the back. Lifting the gaze back up, chin to chest, and then lowering back down. Nice, everyone. Shake out the wrists again. This time, excuse me, take your hands on your fingers, stretching the wrist. And then other hand. And then other direction. And the other hand. Good job, everyone. All right. Scoot the blocks off to the side toward the top of your mat. Cross at your ankles, roll forward to tabletop. And then extend one leg back and then the other to plank pose. So take a look at where your shoulders are in relation to your wrists. Rotate your elbow creases to the top of the mat, just like we did in tabletop. See how your wrists and hands don't move. You're just rotating your elbow creases. Now start to lift your hips up, moving into downward facing dog. Keep your heels lifted for this first downward dog and put a little bend in your knees. Focus on lifting your hips up toward the ceiling and pressing the low belly toward the tops of your thighs. Now, if you'd like to straighten the legs a little bit, if you'd like to pedal out your downward dog, maybe bend one knee and drop the heel of the other leg. So finding extension here in our downward dog. Our head is between our arms, gaze is looking back to our knees. So to find that upside down V, we want our hips moving toward the ceiling. Everyone, lift your head and look between your hands and walk one footprint at a time to the top of your mat. Lift up halfway. Exhale, come into forward fold, Uttanasana. You can have bent knees here, a little bit, slight bend. You can bring your hands to a block. If your hands aren't naturally touching the mat, then help the mat come to your hands with a block. Breathing into the hamstring muscles helps to open our low back. Letting the head hang helps to release the tension in our neck. And now everybody put a deep bend in your knees and roll up to standing. So just hang like a raggedy doll as you roll. Opening one vertebrae at a time. Lift your shoulders to your ears. Draw them back. And then inhale, float the arms overhead. Interlace the fingers. Extend your index fingers pointing straight up. So inhale and lengthen. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale through center, side bend to the right. Inhale through center, feel that stretch in the shoulders. On our sides, as we breathe into the muscles in between our rib cage. One more each side. So over to the left, really lengthen. Reach to the index fingers. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the right. Lengthen through your index fingers. And then through center, bring your hands behind your back. interlace your fingers and either knuckles rest on your sacrum or arms are straight. Either way, we're bringing our shoulder blades toward each other and down the back. So you're opening across the chest. Once you have that arm position, or if the fingers are placed on, if your knuckles are on your sacrum, you still bring your elbows toward each other to get that opening. And then tuck your chin to your chest a little. Draw your navel in. One more full breath, inhale and exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you come forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, finding a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out wide. Lift with a flat back, come to standing. Do one more warm up for our shoulders. Bring the arms in front of you. Draw the shoulders back into their sockets, right? So you're probably out here, draw back. And now cross right elbow on top of left. Bend at your elbows, backs of the hands touch first. If you're touching easily, see if you can wrap and have the palms touch. If not, that's okay. You can just have the backs. And now focus on your shoulder blades. Draw the shoulder blades toward each other and down your back. That helps to have the shoulders soften. And now on an inhale, try and lift your elbows just a little bit. So this is the arm gesture we make in eagle pose. So think about how we're all tight and inward here. Start to release, bring the elbows down, and then float the arms out wide. Invite openness and expansiveness. Come back, bring the arms in front of you, palms facing each other, draw the shoulders back into their sockets. And now left elbow crosses on top of right. Bend at the elbows, find the backs of the hands to touch first, and then see if you can wrap. One side might be tighter than the other. Either way, draw the shoulder blades toward each other and down the back. And now lift the elbows. Feeling that stretch in our shoulders. Draw the belly in. Breathe in. On your exhale, lowering the elbows down and then release. Let your eagle arms fly. Exhale, dive into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold, bend your knees. We're going to step back to low lunge. If you want to use your blocks, go ahead and move them on either side of your feet. And then step your right leg all the way back. Blocks can help with that extension. Check your alignment. Left knee, left ankle, making a straight line, forming a 90-degree angle. Press through that right heel. Drop your right knee down. Uncurl your right toe, and then keep your right hand where it is. Lift your left arm, coming into a twist. Soften that left shoulder. Breathe into the openness of the chest. One more full inhale and exhale, lower, and now sweep both arms up overhead on Dhanasana. Breathe in, breathe out. Soften shoulders, yet feel the arms lifting up. One more inhale. Exhale, hands down. If you aren't using your blocks, go ahead and grab them and bring them to the middle height, or actually the highest height. And then we're going to shift the hips back, move your blocks under your shoulders, and then lift your left toes so you're coming onto your heel, setting up for half Hanumanasana. Right hip, straight line with right knee. So you can stay here if you're feeling a deep stretch already in this back left hamstring, or thinking about leading with the heart, you can hinge, bringing the belly toward the left thigh, chest toward the knee. Deepening that stretch for the hamstring. Only go as far as deep as what feels good. So there's a difference between finding our edge and then breathing through versus pain. So if there's pain, we back out of a pose. If you want to push your edge a little, use your breath. On an inhale, lift back up, rock onto the right foot, bring the blocks, tuck your right toes under and lift up to low lunge, and then bring that right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Take a full breath here. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands again. Take the left leg back, low lunge. Using blocks helps again to find that extension. Right knee in line with right ankle. If the right knee is moving forward past your toes, you want to shift it back a little bit. And now drop that left knee down. Plant the left hand, lift the right arm up, opening to the twist on this side. Lengthening through the right arm, yet softening the right shoulder. One more full inhale, and then exhale, lowering that hand down, shifting your hips. Oh, Anjaneyasana, sorry. Put the arms up. Few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Soften shoulders, yet lengthen the arms. On your exhale, now lower, shifting the hips back, bringing the blocks to the highest, coming onto the right heel. Flex the right toes. Check in with your left hip. Make sure it's in line with your left knee. So we don't want to be sitting back in half Hanumanasana. We're upright, getting that stretch for the back of the right leg, the hamstring muscle. And then option to hinge forward, deepening the stretch. And inhale to lift back up. Rock forward onto the right foot, tuck the left toes under, and then bring that left foot to meet the right. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, plant your hands and step both feet back to plank, and then come down, bring your knees down. All right, so chaturanga. So bring your blocks, highest height, top of your mat. Shoulder distance apart. Place one hand, middle finger pointing directly at your block. Spread your fingers. Rotate your elbow creases to the top of your mat. So either, I'll start on our knees, but tuck your toes under. Lower so that the tops of your shoulders are touching the blocks. Lift back up. So Deb, you want to get up? So rotate your elbow creases. Now bend, and so shoulders are coming forward. You're leaning forward. So tops of the shoulders should touch the blocks. Everybody getting there? So try not to let the elbows flare out to the side. When you bend your elbows, you want to hug them in. So don't let your belly drop. There you go, nice. So now you got the arch in your back. So take the arch out. So lean forward. There. Different? Yeah. So how are we doing back here? So with the blocks there, to make sure that your elbow creases are rotated forward. And now bend the elbows, draw the belly in, lean forward. And then lift back up. This is good. All right, lift back up.
Can I have a nap?
All right, these are too wide. Your shoulders are here. And then bring your hands right behind. The middle finger is pointing right at the bottom. So now bend the elbows. Okay, lift back up. Lift back up. There you go. Gonna cheer each other on. The trick, the key is that your elbows are bending. You're like making a shelf. So you can continue to work with your knees down if you are comfortable there. Everybody's at a different place, so honor that. You can extend both legs to plank and then do the same thing. Lift back up. So you're coming, so come forward, Joyce. Yeah. But don't, yeah, yeah. It's like just you're bending your elbows a little bit. Let me see your elbows bent. Yeah, and there it is. So you want a little bit of forward motion in chaturanga. So so everybody take a rest and look up here for a minute. So take a rest. So when watch my forward motion. So I'm here, bending the elbows. Look how much I'm going forward and pressing back up. In plank, I'm doing the same thing. I'm rolling forward. See how far back my heels are right now? I'm moving them forward. Look at my whole body. And then I'm bending. So what we're doing, the reason for the alignment is to protect our back, to protect our shoulders. We don't want to, I read the article this morning that said quality over quantity. The quality of a correct chaturanga, just one, far outweighs 20 chaturangas that aren't done correctly. And there's a tiny little bone in our shoulders that we can risk hurting. And I know so many people deal with shoulder injuries, so we don't want to, even in knees, chest, chin, graduating in chaturanga, some people even find chaturanga easier than knees, chest, chin. So you can do chaturanga with your knees down. You just need that forward motion a little bit. So see how I'm leaning, my shoulders are going past my wrists, then I'm bending. And you're also not having to lower all the way down to the mat in chaturanga. So watch my chaturanga. I'm here, then I'm going to come into upward dog. So many people will do chaturanga and then just it's like a seal. Lift up, and then it totally clenches that whole middle and lower back. So, but it's also great to build arm strength, any style of chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. So let's do 5 more and then we'll rest. And then we'll rest in child's pose. So having your blocks again. Yeah, have your blocks again at the highest. So again, shoulder distance, and then bring your palms, and the middle finger tip of it is touching the block. And then knees are down, tuck your toes under, lean forward. So your arms are straight, shoulders coming past wrists, and now bend the elbows, hug them in, tops of the shoulders to the blocks. 1. Take an inhale, exhale, lower, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more, who's still with me? Lower and lift. And then child's pose. Instead of taking it wide knees, keep them together. Wrap your arms around the legs. Lower more of the crown of the head to the mat. And that should feel really nice. Stretching the arms, right? And just that stretch for the neck. The other important thing to keep in mind with chaturanga is to be looking down so that your gaze, your neck is long in the pose versus lifting the neck up. So just take a couple more breaths here in child's pose. Everybody still with me? I hope you come next week. All right, begin to round up to sitting on your heels. And then shift off to your left hip, swing your legs around. Everybody come on to your back, and we'll do a few back bends. So setting up for bridge, let's use a block in between our thighs. You want to bring your sit bones back towards your heels back towards your sit bones. When you extend your arms, you should be able to feel your heels with your longest finger. And then relax your arms down, take them out about 20 degrees away from your body. Palms face down, because you can press into your hands, your arms a little bit to help you lift. On an inhale, begin lifting the hips up as you press into your feet. Have the thighs engage with the block. Keep your gaze and your nose facing the ceiling. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more full inhale. On your exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. We'll do another bridge for 5 breaths. Press into the feet, lifting your hips up. Follow your breath. Feel where it starts, where it's moving to, back down. Invite a soft gaze or even closing the eyes. On your exhale, lower down one vertebrae at a time. Take your block, slide it at the lowest setting, at the lowest height, slide it underneath your sacrum, that bony part of your low back. So you might need to shift it around a little bit to find that spot. And then extend one leg out and then the other onto the mat. So legs are coming out long onto the mat. Heels are resting on the mat. If that feels good where the block's positioned, if it doesn't, you can shift it just a little bit, but bring your feet in, place the feet on the mat to do that. Once you've got that position with your sacrum and the legs, float the arms overhead. And then release tension. So if you feel like you're tightening in the legs, like you're clenching, let go. Letting our psoas muscle release here. Beautiful. Letting our shoulders relax. arms relaxed. Try and match your inhales with your exhales. So inhaling to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 4. My friend sent me this little poem over the weekend, me in a yoga class. I'm killing it. I love this pose. Blank, this is hard. OMG, I'm dying. When is it over? Actually dead. Love this song. Blank, this teacher. I can't do this anymore. Shavasana. I love yoga. Slide the feet in closer to the block, lower the arms down, slide the block out of the way, draw the knees into your chest. We have just a couple minutes, I promise. An IT stretch, lower the feet down to the mat. Draw your right knee into your chest a little bit and then slide that right foot behind the left heel. Reach down with your left hand, grab and wrap your left hand around the top of the right foot, and then lower the right knee, the whole right leg down to the mat. If you gaze up, ideally your right thigh is making a straight line to the mirrors. Relax your shoulders. Let the right arm float overhead. Scoop that right shoulder under. Breathe in. And breathe out. Probably feeling that right thigh contract and release. Maybe allowing it to drop toward the mat a little bit more. Stretching our long IT band on this right side. Lower the right arm. Release that right foot, slide it back out. Hug both knees into your chest in between. Then lower the feet back down to the mat. Lift the left knee, lift the left foot off the mat. Then slide it behind the right heel. Reach down with your right hand, wrap the right hand around the top of that left foot so you can help pull it through a little bit, and then let the left knee, left thigh, left leg lower down. Relax your shoulders, relax your back, and then float the left arm overhead. Scoop that left shoulder under. Maybe feeling different sensations on this side. We favor one side over the other. So it makes sense that one side is going to be a little tighter than the other. See where you can soften. Notice where you might be clenching. Lowering left arm. Release that left foot. Slide it back out. Hug both knees into your chest. Just do a quick revolved abdomen twist before Shavasana. So take the arms out wide. Have them be in line with your shoulders, palms face up.
And then lower the knees down to the left. If the low back is tight, you can place a block in between your thighs. 3 full breaths. Breathe in, breathe out 1. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out 2. Breathe in, breathe out 3. Lift the knees back through center. Find neutral. And then lower the knees down to the right. Shift the block to the side if you'd like. See where you can soften and then breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. And breathe out 2. Breathe in. And breathe out 3. Lift the knees back to center. Let's make one tight yogi ball. So wrap your arms around your legs. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Hold everything tight. Maybe even scrunch your face up really, really tight. And then begin to release. Release your face, your jaw. Lower the head to the mat. Slowly release the arms. And then slide one leg out onto the mat. Then the other leg. So legs come apart a little bit, so a little wider than your shoulders. Let the arms come out to about 45 degrees away from your body. Wiggle your toes to relax them. Let the feet flop out to the side. Push through your heels for a moment just to lengthen through the legs, to allow the hip joint to relax. Palms face up if they aren't. Closing the eyes. Removing that sense so that you can tune in to your breath. To draw inward.
And begin to deepen your breath. Begin to invite small movements back in, wiggling your fingers, your toes. Maybe take the arms overhead on an inhale, long stretch. Draw the knees into your chest, roll onto your right side. When you're ready, begin to come up to a comfortable seat, keeping the eyes closed or at a soft gaze. Bringing the hands to our heart center, lengthening our spines, sitting up nice and tall, and then bring the chin toward the chest slightly. Take a moment to thank yourself. Coming onto your mat, pushing yourself today, and then resting. Seeing where you can take your practice into your daily life, where you will blossom. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Sorry we went over a little bit. It's because I'm not here next week, so I wanted to get all my time with you. So Sue is returning next week. So she's going to cover my class on Monday and then teach her Chi Yoga next Tuesday. I'm going to sub for her tomorrow. So 9:30, mixed level flow. So we go a little faster, include more sun salutations. Last week, we worked on one of the arm balances of crow. So maybe we'll work on that a little bit more tomorrow. So hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Have a vacation. I won't see you.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So yeah, my husband, not my husband, my son's spring break is next week now. So the kids are, one's in private school, one's in public, so they have different breaks.
Oh, bummer.
I know. So like Julia had February, a week off. Now Aiden's spring break is next week, and then Julia has another week in April. I know.
Oh, God.
So, and my husband, of course.
This is the vacation you postponed back from the winter, right?
I didn't go away Christmas, New Year's. No. But I did pop down to St. Thomas though in February. That did work out. When I went away, yeah. So I did do that, yes. Catherine, thank you. You gonna join us in person soon?
Maybe in a couple of days. We just got here late Saturday, so we're just, getting the house together and
Oh yeah, take your time.
I tried to download the Tuesdays last week at home and it didn't work.
Oh, it didn't, because Sharon sent me a login specific to tomorrow's class. So I was logged in, but nobody came online. Did you do the Zoom link for this class?
Today, yeah. Yeah.
So tomorrow, there should be a Zoom link specific to tomorrow's class.
But did it say Sue's name on it? Would it say Sue's name or yours?
Maybe, it would probably say Sue. It would probably say Chi Yoga.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do last week, but
Huh.
it didn't seem to work. I called them and, but
Hmm.
maybe it'll work this time. I'll-
Saying that the Zoom link for tomorrow's class, she tried to log into it last week and it didn't work on her side, but I did the login that you sent me and it worked. So it was open. No. So did it just not, was it not active? Joyce is here, so.
Hi, Joyce. I did everything the normal way that I do, you know, put my password and everything in and the Zoom link US. But it was there. It came up, except it just said the host was not available. Then nobody ever came on. So,
Do you have to put a password in? Because when I link into a class, it just comes, you have Zoom on your computer.
I've Zoom on my, yeah,
So mine just pops up in the class.
usually it comes up, but if it says, sometimes I copy and paste. Do that.
And then is the link you sent me specific to Chi Yoga?
Yeah, that's specific to Chi Yoga. Now, Sue, when she comes back full time, she's not gonna be doing.
I know, yeah,
And she's not gonna be doing online.
yeah.
I know, I found that out, unfortunately, because I saw her a couple of times when she replaced Nancy.
Yeah.
But
Nick, did that help?
Yes.
So, but try it again. I will send the link again that's on tomorrow's calendar.
uh-huh.
So I'm hoping, oh, so you couldn't get it at all?
I'm here for 7 weeks, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to get there in person. And I know I liked it when I saw Sue.
Jump back. Right.
Was on.
We'll try it again tomorrow. I'll send her tomorrow's link for tomorrow's date.
Okay.
That happens. Okay?
Okay.
Take care.
I jump back and I make sure I'm in position and then I lower.
I got you. I got you. So,
Jump,
and then,
stay in plank,
and then lower.
and then lower, but then,
I got you.
but move forward, come
Yeah, I got you.
forward.
Yeah, I got you.
There it is. And now,
And then squeeze
and
in,
then-
squeeze in. I got you. Okay, because I know you jump back and I'm lower at the same time. And that's probably my problem. Because I'm going too low.
yeah.
That makes sense.
And I do see Karen lowers.
Carol is so low,
I know,
so low.
I know. And I never do it.
go on
I
my
just.
That's okay
Go on your
too,
belly.
Joyce. Belly's fine.
Well, as long as you're not
That makes
going
sense.
into
So-
upward dog
so-
from your belly.
So jump, right?
That's what you don't want to do.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So I'm practicing that.
Mhm.
I have to ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Are you
Right.
getting? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because we have a new CFO.
I'm supposed to send it to Karen.
Okay.
Right here. Club's membership. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
So I haven't been
As long as
told,
you have been, I just didn't know
Yeah.
the transition.
as long as she hasn't left.
No, she hasn't. Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no problem.
It's
Yeah.
not, we are so nervous.
Okay.